What's going on YouTube? This is the Ninja Movies back again for an all new VHS update. It's been a couple of weeks since my last update. I went around today to some local op shops. We hit the standards, we hit Vinnie's, Salvos. Salvos actually gets the crown today. It's a rare occasion Salvos does. But I picked up like 10 titles from Salvos today and they were actually priced at $2 a piece for one. Rather than the standard, mix and match prices, $5 here, $9 there, all $2 a piece. Honestly, some great titles in this update. I hope you guys are all keen as per standard. If you guys have seen any of these movies and you want to let me know your thoughts of them, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm gonna actually start off this update with a DVD. It's a very rare occasion, I know. I've been considering buying DVDs a lot more. Mainly I want to stick to horror films, but I just can't really find any out there. The reason I picked up this title today was I watched a extremely good documentary on YouTube on John Belushi. I knew nothing of the comedic actor that he was, and this is a film I've never seen, so brand new and sealed. I got this for 50 cents here, and that is the film Animal House. This is the full story, includes exclusive new bonus features. Once again, 50 cents. This is the cheapest movie I bought today, even cheaper than the VHS. Brand new and sealed. Once again, I was just compelled after watching this great YouTube documentary. If I can find the link, I'll post it down below, but it was extremely interesting to learn about John Belushi. This was, I believe, his first feature-length film. But yeah, this is, one of those movies that inspired films that I grew to love, like American Pie, Van Wilder, things like that. So that is the one DVD of the update. Very odd, I know, but throw it in there. So let's get into these VHS, shall we? I think there's about, how many titles we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 titles, so not too bad considering this is from 3 op shops. So the very first one up here, I have no idea. This is a 1953 film, black and white, runs for 126 minutes. I picked it up because I love me war films, and I've never heard of this one. It stars Jack Hawkins, Stanley Baker, Denholm Elliott. I know I'm getting tongue-tied, I'm awful with actors' names, but this is the film, The Cruel Sea. From the novel by Nicholas Montserrat. A dramatic story of the Battle of the Atlantic, where the heroes are the men, the heroines are the ships they sail in, and the villain is the cruel sea. Have you guys seen this one? It is a polygram picture here, polygram video, if you will. For $1, I thought, why not give it a go? I'll check this one out very soon. The next one up, I don't believe I've ever actually watched myself personally. I feel like my sisters growing up watched this all the time, especially, it's rare to find those Halloween horror kids films, and this is Walt Disney Presents Hocus Pocus. Obviously, you guys know that I have been collecting the Disney tapes for quite some time. My Disney live action is actually very limited, but whether that's a good or bad thing, I didn't really watch a whole lot of Disney live action growing up anyway. But obviously the film stars Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy, right there. Vibrant colors, the actual VHS itself is in great condition. It's got one slight nick on the top, but it's not really a movie that I'm going to go out my way to watch, but maybe, come Halloween time, I can watch it with my youngest sister. Who knows? I believe they made a sequel to this many years later as well. So the next one up, standard rule of thumb for me, if I recognize an actor in it, I'm going to pick it up if it's cheap enough. This one was $1. It's in this big box case. Now, just the title of this film alone, I'm going to absolutely butcher, but this is Molokai, the story of Father Damien, I believe. I picked this up for Sam Neill. It also stars Peter O'Toole, Derek Jacobi, Leo McKern, Tom Wilkinson, Kate Ceberano, Chris Christopherson, now that's a name I know, mainly from rap music, and Aidan Young. I know nothing of this. I'm sure, it looks like a period piece type thing. I'll check it out one day in the future, but great condition on that. The next film up we have is starring Dustin Hoffman and John Travolta, and this is actually part of the 75 years of Warner Brothers Entertainment. It's got its original sticker on here for $20. I got it for $1 a piece, and this is Mad City. Just after holding that big box, this thing feels tiny. This is in great condition. It looks like a later release for the VHS. It says it's 1998 or 1997 here. Goes for 111 minutes, so it's not an extremely long movie. I don't mind Hoffman. I do like some of John Travolta's earlier films. This is sort of the range where I would pick him personally, around the 90s sort of section, like Face Off. Just picked it up, rule of thumb, knew the actors. Let me know if you've seen it. Next one up, this is actually my second pink VHS. I have a movie called Duets with Gwyneth Paltrow. Once again, if this is the original case, I have no idea. I simply picked this up because it's got young Brad Pitt in it, and this is The Indecent Favor. Look at how young that man is. He's got the young Leonardo DiCaprio Titanic type haircut. It's got a sticker on here that says, "Stop, this movie is currently only available on video. TV stations will not play this movie for at least 12 months. Well, there you go. That is a new sticker that I have not seen before. It's also from Blockbuster. Runs for 93 minutes. Have you seen it? Let me know. Now, the next one up, I got so excited when I found this because one of the reasons that me and my partner have not been doing the movie nights recently is simply we moved house, not everything is set up yet. We're having some issues with what is going to be the future VHS room. But that aside, we are actually just banging through the Sopranos series. My partner has never seen it. We're up to season 5 right now, one of the greatest shows of all time. My second watch of the show, and this movie I picked up, I saw him right there, Tony Soprano. We got James Gandolfini, Robert Redford, Mark Ruffalo, and Delroy Lindo. Did not even realize it had Mark Ruffalo in it, and this is The Last Castle. Look at him there, looking menacing. I have watched James Gandolfini in movies before, I believe. I really enjoy this really crummy sort of B-grade Christmas movie with him and Ben Affleck. I watch that nearly every year. I think it's called Surviving Christmas. I did also watch him play sort of a side character arc in some serial killer drama. I have no idea, but this looks like he's really on the front lines of this film. I mean, James Gandolfini in The Sopranos is just honestly a phenomenal actor, and I just want to see what his range is outside of that show. And simply for the fact that I'm watching it right now, it kind of goes hand in hand. This one was only $2. It is a big box, but the clear case I don't mind, surprisingly, and it's in great condition. Moving on from that, we have an absolute classic of my childhood. Shout out to Brendan Fraser. Probably the most loved actor in Hollywood right now, and he got his flowers later in life. But I grew up originally watching him in the film The Mummy and George of the Jungle. $2 here. Honestly, I'd like to revisit this film. I honestly watched this so much as a kid, it's not even funny. I think they made a second one without Brendan Fraser. I have little to no memory if that is true, but I watched this original film so many times. I love that the apes, even on the front cover, are just not realistic. That's giving me Harry and the Henderson type vibes, but I wouldn't mind going back to this. I also grew up with films like Looney Tunes Back in Action. And Encino Man, actually. This man did a lot of my childhood favorites. I kind of like this wacky, off-the-wall kind of comedy, you know, kids comedy. And Brendan Fraser does it so well. And also, he does all his own stunts. So, $2, hideous big box here. But one that you don't see out and about too often. The next one up, this is a drama as it's labeled by on the sticker. I can't see the main actor's name, Ralph Fiennes, but I recognize Liv Tyler, absolutely beautiful actress. This is the film One Jin. It says it's a timeless masterpiece of love and obsession. Once again, just rule of thumb, I know the actress. I have no idea if this is any good. Let me know down below if you have seen the film. Surprisingly enough, as a huge fan of comedy, as a huge fan of the Wayans brothers and the original Scary movies and Don't Be a Menace, all those sort of films, we have the film starring Damon Wayans here, Major Payne. I have never seen this movie. I've seen so many reels of it on my YouTube. Honestly, it's like a cult classic to a lot of people. Whatever happened to Damon Wayans? Major Payne, I'm keen to check it out. It's in great condition. I was so happy when I saw this for $2 because once again, it's kind of a tape I don't really see out and about too often. It's by CIC Video. Cult classic comedy right here. Now there's two particular finds in this set of VHS pickups here that I'm just so grateful to have picked up. This being one of them. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have never seen it out and about at any of these shops, so to pick up The Green Mile on VHS is, I mean, I honestly just want to plug in my VHS player right now and watch this movie. One of the best of all time. Tom Hanks is so great in this role. Michael Clarke Duncan, I believe his name is. I don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, Michael Clarke Duncan. Rest in peace. He does a phenomenal job in this. Such an odd movie because it's got supernatural elements towards the end, and I've watched it with people and they kind of get turned off by the supernatural elements at the end because it's just such a straightforward, really, really well done prison movie for the first half. I think it's just, you know, two halves of a movie that complement each other. I love this movie from start to finish. One of the best movies of all goddamn time. Right up there with Shawshank Redemption, honestly, as one of the, you know, pinnacles of cinema. Check out The Green Mile if you haven't already. A sequel I was in need of in my collection since I picked up the original quite some time ago. This is Stuart Little 2. Just fun family movies. I grew up on them. You know, Michael J. Fox is one of my favorite actors of all time. And I'm happy to see him doing voice acting work, you know, still getting work with the Parkinson's disease. This is obviously early on. This is like early 2000s, but you know, that's just how rapidly that disease was going through him. I actually remember growing up watching Stuart Little 3 even, which was completely animated. I wonder if that's on VHS because I wouldn't mind picking that up. Not sure if Michael J. Fox lended his voice to the third one, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did. But I can't wait to check this one out. I remember the original so vividly, the sequel, not as much. Now I do have this on DVD and it's been a tradition every single year at Christmas to watch this. I think it's one of the best Christmas specials Disney ever did. To get it on the videotape, I'm happy to have it in the collection, and this is Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. The biggest fumble Disney ever made, in my opinion, is the sequel to this, when they just went with that jank CGI. They just lost everything special about the original Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Once again, I have the DVD, and I do watch it every year, but this year I'm gonna watch it on the VHS quality. It might just bring a little bit more spice out for me. It's in great condition, in all honesty. What's the sticker say here? This is a Kmart sticker. I have been getting a lot of those recently. Win a giant 40-inch Mickey and Minnie soft toy, valued at $398. 40-inch, man, that's a TV. For your chance to win, simply via this video, exclusive to Kmart. When's the end date? See inside, details. Offer closes 31st of January 2000. God damn it. What was I doing? I was chilling in nappies at that time. I wasn't entering contests for my 40-inch Mickey and Minnie. The next one up here could be a duplicate. I'm not too sure. It's not my favorite Adam Sandler movie, and it is in the hideous big box, which I do hate, but we have the film Anger Management. This is decent. I think Sandler does really good in this, in all honesty. This is sort of in his era of prime. I'm not knocking Jack Nicholson either. I think he does fine too. I think the script's just weak on this one. It's not my favorite. Did the Charlie Sheen Show get its premise from this film? I never ended up watching Anger Management with Charlie Sheen, but that's just a curiosity thing of me. This one was only $1. If it is a duplicate, it's not a bad duplicate to have since it's a later release. This one for sure is a duplicate, but in fantastic condition. I'm unaware of what my original VHS condition is, but I'm never going to be mad at having 2 copies of the original Matrix here. Once again, for $1, a fantastic movie, the only Matrix film I have seen. And in some sort of way, I kind of just want to keep it that way because of what I've heard about the sequels. But I am also a lover of average cinema and average sequels, so I potentially would enjoy at least 2 and 3. So maybe one day I'll change my mind on that. The next one up, not a movie that I anticipated buying today, but it's a recognizable name. I've heard many things about it, and once again, rule of thumb, this film stars Guy Pearce, Hugo Weaving, and Terrence Stamp, and this is The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I've heard so many things of this film over my life. It's not one I'm rushing to watch, but it's on the shelf now, sort of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show, and some of these more obscure titles that everyone has talked about in pop culture to death, and I have yet to see. So, are you guys fans of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert? Let me know down below. Once again, just like The Green Mile, this is a fantastic find for me. Very rare to find out in a op shop and, you know, nobody else has snatched it up. This is the original Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now the tape is a CIC tape. It's all there, it looks beautiful. However, I will admit, now this is an older tape, so it could just be extremely faded, but it's just giving off a bit of printed energy for me personally, especially the back. I don't know. You guys be the judge. But regardless, if the tape works, then that's all we want. It's a rare find, as I said, especially you get it for $2. I'm incredibly happy to own one of the best action-adventure films of all time, the original Indiana Jones. Happy to have it in the collection. And to finish off this VHS update, we have a new slip sleeve for the collection. Once again, my favorite type of VHS to collect. This one was $2. Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard. Whitney Houston, I don't know why I said Houston. Featuring the #1 hit single, I Will Always Love You. I've never seen the movie, but there's a particular episode of The Simpsons where Bart and Lisa go to military camp and the drill instructor is obsessed with singing the I Will Always Love You. And that's literally how he quotes it. He's like, now, to sing the #1 hit single, I Will Always Love You, from the feature film, The Bodyguard. And that's all I ever remember. So, I have a lot of pop culture reference from The Simpsons. I'm kind of a fan if you didn't know. But yeah, slip sleeve, my favorite one to collect. This one's in a bit of a, it's got wear and tear. It's been pre-loved, but hopefully that means it's a good film and it's worth rewatching over and over again. But that's it, guys. That is the update. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Once again, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I post videos like this on the regular. I can't wait to get my VHS collection overview done and dusted for you guys. I know I've been promising it for weeks now. More or less, I've moved into my new rental and the room that I filmed my Stranger Things trailer reaction in is going to be the future VHS room. However, we've had to rip up the carpet and we're actually waiting on new carpet to be put in by the owner themselves because unfortunately, whoever owned the place previous to us had cats, and I mean lots of cats, and just did not toilet train them. So it's really put just sort of a halt on me opening up any of my collection, which is a real shame because I've been dying to watch a VHS tape and it just has not happened for me yet. I did order shelves. They're just currently waiting in my garage to be built. Very soon, I'm gonna say hopefully within the next week, I'll have shelves built, all my movies put on there for display, and we're gonna do a collection overview. It's a work in process. Thank you for bearing with me. As per usual, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for always watching. Leave this video a like, add it to your favorites, and subscribe. This is the Ninja Movies, signing in.